what's up, YouTubers, day traders, and market participants? We are going to be doing our Sunday slash Monday holiday stock market review, right? So there are a few stocks now that are primed to give us a continuation move into this last week of May. I think Friday was a buy the dip opportunity. You can kind of see it in the charts. And for some stock picks, there were better price action than other stock picks, right? So um, Apple being the one that was taking the more of a hit, Coinbase taking a little bit of a hit, same with Tesla. You got a few out there and some staples and safety stocks that are also still holding their moves and could potentially go higher. So I'm going to jump into those stocks right now for you guys. And you guys can, if you find anything valuable in this lesson, do give me a like, comment, subscribe, join the family. I go over the charts. I don't really trade off of the news and the fundamentals. I think that is all geared to what the chart is already telling me, and then the news just solidifies the move and or tries to fake you out. All right, so let's start with coin, right? I guess I already have it up. Um, and I am a swing trader and a day trader. My beneficial and listen to me when I say this, guys. The weekly chart is one of the best charts, my friend. Is one of the best charts to establish the trend and also to get your swing trade positions correctly, and then also to find those perfect day trades that set up because you've already speculated that I'm going to get this move within this week. You just got to wait for that right day. And the day, and we can get into more of the day trading in a different video. But for this part, we're just looking through the next week and what to expect. Coin here, this is the weekly chart, daily, 4 hour. And that's kind of how I look at to place my swing trades. So I really, really like on the weekly here that we are above the purple line, which is the 20. We are above the blue, which is the 8. And most importantly, we are above the 200 moving average. Very, very crucial and important. You can see kind of a few weeks back, you can kind of see what Coinbase did when it had this same type of bullish move off the moving averages. It had another pretty sizable bullish move that got you to the top range. Now, do you see that exact same candle popping up right here? The reason I like this one a little bit more, that was terrible. The reason I like this one a little bit more, this candle, is because the next follow through was pretty much a consolidation. Pretty much we've just been consolidating right here, kind of giving us a wedge up kind of bull flag type pattern, um, wedging in here, and we're following the 8 on the daily. So that means it's in a super trend. That means it's very, very strong, has not broken under yet the daily 8 EMA. Same for the weekly. It did, but then it got above it. It did, but then it got above it. So on the 4 hour showing a little weakness, but the daily is not showing any weakness at all. But that's perfectly fine. The 20 moving average is about to catch up to it, so we could see another rocket. And if we get a another candle just like this to follow through with up here, we could be looking at all-time highs or 52-week highs. I'm pretty sure all-time highs too, but um, yeah, all-time highs on Coinbase. Who knows? And would that be so crazy to believe with Bitcoin at all-time highs, right? Um, it's really not. It's really not that crazy to believe, and especially it showed us that it can make that type of move in a week or two, in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, because basically up here it was already there, just didn't get that final piece, and that kind of happened already in 2 weeks. So we got this consolidation week, which makes it even stronger than this kind of consolidation. This consolidated in a huge range, which just means it was volatile. This consolidating in a tighter range means that it's really getting compressed. And when it gets compressed, it leads to a great move of expansion. So I could see Coinbase going. back up to these all-time highs. Do your diligence. I am not a financial advisor. This is what I am trading and this is what I'm doing. So please do your due diligence and your homework and such and such. I do not have a position in NVIDIA. I don't have one in NVIDIA. Earnings is right around the corner. Uh, that's the only reason why I don't have it. I could have gotten in a position on Friday. I think Friday would have been your best buying opportunity within the last week or so because, and is that coincidental that we're getting this nice green candle here between the moving averages on some downward news from Monday or from Friday. So if it goes down and pushes back up, gets to these highs, it has earnings though. So I do like that it's above the 20, right? We're already showing strength there. This is a consolidation candle inside of a nice big green push up. And we have the moving averages on our side as well. So all pointing all pointing to another move higher, but we'll see. And if the earnings were like anything this year, most of this quarter, most of the earnings did do really well, but then sold off and were bought right back up. So it was kind of a big fake out all around for this earnings season. So if Nvidia does disappoint or even meets expectation and drops, if it meets expectations and drops like most stocks did, and they got bought up right away, I could see Nvidia just being bought up right away, um, providing a good buying opportunity, scaring out retail investors, and it just being on a shot higher. So we will see if that comes true. Next, we'll be jumping into Tesla. I also like Tesla where it's at. It hasn't even gotten into the extended state, which is also the same for Coinbase. So we can see that we're above all moving averages. Tesla did actually try to push higher in this previous week candle, but got hit down. So it's also showing strength because this week was a consolidation week. I would say last week was pretty tough for anything to get going. Um, Stuff pulled back. There was bad news. Was it all a buying opportunity though? This is suggesting it was. Look at this beautiful bull flag followed by another bull flag. Is this move over or are we going to get another flag? That is the $1 million question. I can't really tell right now, obviously, but if we get any good news, I do see Tesla taking out and giving us that next bull flag move, which would put it about at 400, um, which is not impossible, right? Um, so it has been moving strong. We pulled back consolidated. Let's see where the next week takes us on Tesla. Hims. Hims is a interesting one. The ball's been passed back. The ball has been given back to the red team. Here is how I know that. So we gap down from the price. You gap down a little bit, and then you closed underneath the last week's opening. You closed under that. So red has officially taken over green. That is the negative news story here. The positive story is obviously we're above all moving averages. That is the positive. It could come back down to the 80 MA, which is the 40. It could. The daily is also a good representation of strength because now you have an indecision candle and then the ball has been passed to the green team near a key support of a key support line, which is the 20 moving average. So it does suck here that we have broken through everything. We have broken through all of the moving averages on the daily, but I'm pretty sure the 40 moving average is like this. So this would be the 40. It's not on the chart right now, but the 40 moving averages is saying that this is still a good buy because the 40, yeah, it's still above the 40. I know it is. I have bought in it, and that's my reason for buying for is the 4 hour 40 is holding. And then the daily 20 is holding, and we're still technically above. Um, but I bought kind of early. I bought it here. I just added to the position here. So this is what I'm doing. I could have waited. This was an aggressive buy, very aggressive buy. This was a perfect kind of a little bit less riskier buy. Nothing's perfect in this world. If I lose these candles, then I'm out, right? Um, so we'll see, because it could open up here and then just shoot higher to its all-time highs by next week, which is kind of what I'm speculating. Most of these plays are near, or I guess Tesla and Coin not so much. Hem's much closer. Palantir much closer. Which actually, let's get into Palantir. Palantir looking also pretty good here. You have one thing I don't like about Palantir is that we are in an extended state. Extended state doesn't mean you can't keep going, right? This is a little bit extension, but this is far more extended. So here was a good buy, push up. Here's a great buy off the 8, push up. Here's a good buy off the 20 moving average, push up. So what can Palantir do? I basically am in it because here we had this, and now we have green taking over. It hasn't fully taken over red on the daily, not yet, because this red candle was pretty strong. So looking for a little bit more strength here in Palantir. But I do like on the weekly, you can see over here that this candle, this red, did not take over the green. So I could see another green candle shooting up and going right into the highs, and or topping out at that high, giving us a double top because we are extended, right? When you're extended, you kind of have to come back you have to kind of come back to contraction after a certain amount of time. And this is the weekly, so it could take a long time for it still to do that. Or it could hover around this area for weeks, right? Bringing this 200 eventually back up to it, right? So, um, Palantir looks good. It looks good. This was a little bit of a breakdown on the 4 hour, which is kind of ugly. Um, but nonetheless, all moving averages are still intact, which we like to see that, right? So Palantir could be a good swing into the end. Pinduoduo has earnings coming up this week, but as far as the chart goes, it looks fantastic. Look at the daily here. As the market was going down this week, Pinduoduo was contracting, which is good, which is what we see in most of the stock picks I have chosen for this video. So nice consolidation area. We'll see where earnings takes us. But it looks good. And then on the weekly, you have this wedge forming here, or this basically a narrow zone, right, that we've been in for a while, just chopping. So the moving averages have been getting condensed. So I could see this earnings really pushing like how we have here, this separation and getting back up to these highs. Uh, if it goes well, if it doesn't, then obviously this 90 level would be another time to get in and buy, and hopefully the 200 moving average holds Pinduoduo in the upcoming weeks if it goes down. So we'll see. But I like where Pinduoduo is at, especially going into earnings. It looks good. JP Morgan. Give you guys a little bit of a slower play here. Some of the banks, but the banks actually can move, man, especially with all of the news around interest rates and all that stuff. So, but as of Friday, we had a great buy opportunity on banks. I'm already up like 20% on this. It came down and gapped down and hit our 20 period moving average for the daily chart. And what did it do? This is the first 4 hours of the day. it just rallied right up. The next 4 hours, it stayed in that upper portion of the move. So very, very solid. Very, very solid price action there. Kind of almost filling this gap here, which is perfect. Um, so I could see this. I don't like this though. I don't like how we have red has taken over green. I don't like seeing that. So there is still potential on the weekly after all for it to come down some more. But if we can show some strength off of this candle and push right back up into these highs, that would be the perfect play, in my opinion. Um, so we'll see how that goes there. What else next do we have? SoFi. Go ahead and load for me, baby. All right, SoFi. So I like SoFi, but I don't like that this 20 period moving average here on the weekly has became a resistance. So now it's gotten under it, hits the 20, comes back up. Now the 20 is going to say, are we going back down to the 200 to test if the 200 is valid? Or is the 8 going to stop it and say, no, you know what? Maybe the 8 comes and it hits the 8 and it says, all right, we're going up. Nonetheless, SoFi is a little bit of a slower play here because I don't see it already above the moving average. So it might have to come here to test before it goes up. So SoFi, you might need a little bit more time to play out as far as a weekly perspective. However, on the daily looks great. Why does the daily look great? Because we have the moving average or the close to the 200 moving average. We're close, and price action has taken over, fully taken over a red bar. So now we could see it. You see how price action over here? This green takes over this red zone in a crucial area of influence, and then boom, rockets up. This time the 8 couldn't hold it, so it's not as strong as it was before, but the 20 held. The 20 almost held it. The 40 I believe is like right under here. So the 40 is probably holding it, but the 200 also is a big factor here. So could we see another move like this back up into these tops of V? I think we could. I really think we could. And then that'll be 1 week that we hang above the 220. And then I think that second week we can get up to these 16, this 16 area. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes with SoFi. Coin, JP Morgan, SMCI. All right. I like SMCI. SMCI looks good in the fact that we have been in this consolidation range. We are in a decent area. We're above the 20. We're above all moving averages. That looks good. And the red candle did not take out the entire green candle. And also there was less volume on the selling candle than there was on the buying candle. We have the 200 moving average here, and we are above it. We got a nice little more like a nice little hammer candle to the upside. So hit the price action, pushed off of it. Kind of closing the gap as well. So SMCI could push up higher. I like it. Boom, boom, gets us that V, or even halfway recovers. That is also possible. Um, do we get up to these levels again? I mean, it's possible. This candle was pretty strong. This candle was strong. This candle was strong. This candle was strong. Candle strong, really big, strong candle. A little bit more of a consolidation because probably news. And then if we get another strong candle up, maybe we're at this 55 range, 50 range. So I do like SMCI, especially now that we're in this tight, narrow range with the 20 and the 200. Could lead to a type of spread that we get, right? So another slower play is Caterpillar. Put this in the spot with JP Morgan. but it's looking good too. It had a great move off the 200. Great buying opportunity. This candle is probably the best candle to buy. It just looks so healthy off of the 20 moving average. Very healthy. Get the confirmation of a consolidation. This is another confirmation that we are going higher. And then boom, boom, boom. The rest was history. So now we're having a consolidation here. The ball kind of was passed a little bit to the red team. You can kind of see it based off of these two candles. Um, but the moving averages are still intact. This could be a slower play. I love the daily, how this green candle has taken over on the daily. I love to see that. Um, maybe we zoom in a little bit more for you guys to see that. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit more. Perfect. I don't know if this is possible on the 4 hour. My head might be in the way, but look at that 4 hour strength. Boom, with the next candle being more of a consolidation, little kind of a bull flag playing out. Then you have the uh, solid green coming off of the 20 moving average. 20 moving averages pushing it back into the 200 to see what the 200 has to say about the current price action in the current environment. And on the weekly, we're just all signs a go so far. So this is a slower one probably, but could pay out as well, especially if we get to 3,800. That would be a key level there. That was terrible writing. Uber has been killing it, right? I think Lyft is lagging, but Lyft is now showing a great opportunity. It's been lagging, but showing a great opportunity. And here's why. Look at this solid, and it came from the 20, and it came from the 20, and it came from the 8. So both moving averages with the earnings being positive shot this all the way up. Now the next 2 days or next 2 weeks, apologies, consolidation. It didn't give up half of this move yet. Half of this bar is still intact. So honestly, you could still be buying all in here. Once it gets to the lower end of this range, I would stop. That would be donezo. But the fact that we're still holding in the upper third portion of this bar is perfect, right? And what else did we see on Friday? What happened on Friday with this? This is the daily. So on the daily we have more strength than we do on the weekly, and on the 4 hour we have more strength because we're above the 200. This 200 is sharply been declining, so that means a reversal could be in play very soon. So I like where Lyft is, and I love the fact that we have green has taken over red for the most part. It got higher, but then we rejected. But it's taken over on the 4 hour. Green has taken over. Red tried to push down a little bit, but did not cancel out this candle on the 4 hour. So we look good. The daily looks good. The 20 moving average is approaching. So this could be a douche type of move. And if we get anything near this type of move for this week to right here, that would kind of be perfect because then it would hit that 20 mark and kind of give us this douche type of pattern into the 200 moving average, which I could definitely see it doing that. And then it'll probably get rejected and bounce back down to not this price level, but to the blue line. But the blue line will probably be like right here by the time it gets back down here. So loving Lyft. Lyft looks actually really strong. Um, I believe, let's check out Amazon really quick. I liked Amazon and I don't like Amazon. Amazon is running into the same story as another stock was, where the 200 moving average is right here, or the 20. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. The purple line and the 20 are kind of the barrier here. It got above it and then it shot down, tested it again, kind of came down. So it could come back down to the 8 first before it gets positive momentum to push up. So it could take some time there. On the daily, I like it on the daily. You can basically have bought on Friday. And if you lose this candle, you're out of the play. Same here. If you lose this candle, you're out of the play as well. And that's kind of my mentality I had towards it. So we'll see if it can push up above these, if it can get that type of V right here, double top type of play. So from here to here, we'll try to see if that will come into fruition, basically with the talks. But the chart, I think, explains more than than all of the news, right? So, and last but not least, let's also look at another strong candidate for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Walmart, guys. Walmart, let's not sleep on Walmart. Walmart all last year was doing good. Look at just crazy momentum from the beginning last year of Walmart all the way to here. Now, before it really reverses, I want to see a double top. So I am basically, before we get that shift out of Walmart, because the shift will come. The shift will come. It always does. Everything goes in cycles. I would still want it to double top here, and or if we push higher, who knows? If we push higher, then there's more time for it to have that reversal because we gotta try check for another double top. But if it does come up here to the 105 and kind of makes a 105 and doesn't make a higher, then that could be the double top that we're looking for. But right now I'm in calls, right? Because we haven't gotten that part yet. Not to mention they had earnings and it dropped like a rock, but then it was bought up in literally the same day, recovered like down 5% to up like 2% in one day. So that already let me know that there's no joking around with this stock right now. Um, and we got all of the signs pointing to more higher moves coming with the 200 slanting up. On the weekly, we held all moving averages. Just more of this has all been an inside move for this flag that we've kind of been seeing right here. So if this flag plays out, this second flag could probably go to 110 to be honest. Now that we've been consolidating in this range for so long. So Walmart is on the list for sure for the next upcoming weeks. I could see Walmart playing out pretty well. So you can get some options on this 2, 3 weeks out or 2, 3 months out and just kind of let this play over time, which is huge. Huge possibilities, right? So another slow mover, we got Abbott. Abbott is also in the same, and Abbott's kind of getting started, but Abbott really doesn't have a history of moving like crazy, right? It kind of always been, here's its weekly chart. It's kind of always been in this type of consolidation phase, but now we're actually pushed out of it. Now we retrace the first move, and now can we push up again? And that's kind of what we're doing here, kind of pushing back up to these tops. The ball has been passed to the red, though. You got to be cautious of that. Look at that. Red has taken over green. Now the ball is in the green court or in the red court, but we still have these moving averages pushing up. So not all is said and done yet with this play. The moving averages are going up. Um, the daily does not look good, and neither does the 4 hour, but the weekly is okay. This is kind of signs of the ball just been has been passed. So Abbott is on my list to get cut if it doesn't show any signs of strength in the near future. But that is one to be very cautious of. Baba, guys. Oh, I want Baba to move. Baba is in a good spot for a little bit. It did break the 20, which is kind of ugly, but the ball has been passed to the green on the 4 hour. The ball's been passed, and so has it on the daily. So gap down, but strong strength in buying, especially around that 120 mark, right? So kind of another area of support at the 120. The reason I do like it, obviously, is that weekly chart. Look at this weekly chart showing us strength right here. especially since it's following the 200 moving average or the 20 moving average and the 8 moving average. So it pulled back down, but it held. It held and it did not go under. So it did go up, tried to go up, came back down. So that does mean more sellers are in control a little bit, but the fact that it is still a green candle above the moving averages, that could be strong because all we do is need another green candle like this, and then we'll see a lot more momentum like that. Um, the fact that the 200 is still it's not flat, it's more leaning downward, means that it's not over yet. The 200 is still gonna have some effect on pushing it down, but it's getting close to that point where it's gonna be flat. And once it starts going flat, it starts curling up like this, we're going to see that positive momentum right back to this upside. So, which it would have a long way to go back up to here. That's 135, $15 move up from here could be massive. And maybe even if we get good trade talk over the week or the next few weeks of China getting good trade talk, we'll be right back up here on BABA easily. So, this is a scary candle. But like I said, the fact that it didn't fall under these moving averages and held it is a great sign of still strength in BABA. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my market analysis and how I look at the charts. Don't get FOMO or fear in through the news, guys. Learn to read the charts. Come join me in my journey, and I'm going to help you guys identify these chart patterns and help you guys see where good buys and sells are, and go over my trades and swing trades as I take them and as I exit them to help you guys see my approach to the market. So I hope you guys have a great holiday and finish off your weekend strong. And I'll see you guys tomorrow to get ready for this market.